こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. We're going to be continuing with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
闇の力を姫しかりよ、真の力を我の前に示せ。契約のもと、さくらが命じる。レディゾウさんが大怪我するとこだったよ。でもあんなに重いゾウさんを投げ飛ばすなんて。
でも、穴に、穴に重いゾウさん、をsomething ge 飛ばすなんて let's see Anna you let's see Omoi Zo-san, so heavy elephant.
ゾウさんが大怪我するとこだったよ。でもあんなに重いゾウさんを投げ飛ばす。
To fling to her hole. Naga Tobasu. So that is made from Nagu. Let's see, the kanji used is that, so maybe it's Nageru. Nageru. Yes, to throw, to hurl, to fling. Transitive, to give up, to abandon, to throw away. Then Tobasu. To let fly. Okay, this is transitive. Okay, so Tobu is like intransitive or having your doing something yourself, like flying, jumping around. Well, this is transitive to cause something else to fly, to make fly, to send flying. So throw plus fly makes to fling away, to hurl away. Which in English, I know fling tends to have a stronger meaning than throw, even though they mean the same thing. So I suspect it's meant that way here as well. Let's see. Difference between Nage Tobasu and Nageru. Okay, difference between Tobasu and Nageru. See, I fly a paper airplane. I spat at an opponent. I threw my shoe into the air. Throw the ball over here. Isn't it dangerous to throw rocks at people? So, Nageru is only used when done by hand. Tobasu is used when done with tool, fingers, feet, etc. Fly a taxi, send a message, fly into a rage, throw, skip a turn, lose Plain in English. The difference between Nageru and Nage Tobasu lies in the intensity or result of the action. Nageru is a general verb to throw. It focuses on the action itself, releasing an object from your hand so it moves through the air. To throw, to toss, to cast, okay. Nage Tobasu, compound verb combining Nageru to throw and Tobasu to make flies and flying. It emphasizes the forceful result of the throw. To throw something so hard that it flies far away. To hurl, to fling violently. To knock someone down by throwing them. Nuance and tense, okay. How do these two differ from Hubasu? The key difference lies in causation and scope. Tobasu is the base causative for meaning to fly in order to fly, and it focuses on the result of the object moving through the air or being skipped regardless of how it was prepared. Means to let fly, to launch, to skip, to drive fast. Nuance, it describes the state of something flying, being removed. It does not specify the method. Oh, does not specify the method. Nageru specifies the method. Tobasu specifies the result. Konnichiwa, Ronak. Genki desu ka? How are you? Let's see. Anani omae zo-san wo nage tobasu nante. So, to fling an elephant. Oh, Anna, that's right. That kind of. That's right. And because it has ni with it, it intensifies as a moi. So that heavy of an elephant. So to fling that heavy of an elephant. And then nante is the oh, let's see, the translator says, but to just toss an elephant that heavy around like that. Let's see. Which nante is as abbreviation of narutote, or things like it's used to express surprise, disbelief, or disgust. What is the Toyu? Let's see. What is the other nante used for? Deny or strongly negate. Noun, verb plus nante. So kare nante, shiranai. I don't know him at all. Is this nante based on? Wait. The origin of the dismissive or surprise usage, like throwing an elephant. Okay. Naro towa or naro toiyu. The other one, nanto iu. Okay. This is okay. Nanto iu is the origin of the exclamatory usage. Wait, which nante is this sentence? Because isn't this the explanatory usage? Okay, so there's three nantes. There's the surprise, disbelief. Derived from nato. It is not the dismissive, negative type. And it's not the explanatory, like what a type derived from nanto iu. I see. This what all three of these nantes are derived from. Because before we were saying there was only two nantes. Yes, nato plus tote. This is the origin of the dismissive or derogatory usage. Like, I don't care about something like you, okay? emphasizes contempt, disgust, or the insignificance of the subject. Some sources also suggest a shift from Nado to wa. See, second nante, the non-toi one, literally meaning what is called or what kind of evidence of, let's see. This is the origin of the exclamatory usage. So dismissive derogatory is the nado plus tote. The non-toiu is the exclamatory usage. And then third one, derivation from nado plus to. Wait, but we already have nado plus tote. While often grouped with the first derivation, some linguists analyze has distinguished the quotative surprise usage, easy to think that event happened, estimating directly from the quoting function of nado to. This form is used to quote an entire clause to express surprise, disbelief, or shock at the content of the statement. As seen in your elephant sentence, it frames the preceding actions as unbelievable. The things such as, okay. So the non-toiu is sort of like to bring excitement to something, or the exclamatory. Then there's the nado plus tote one, which is dismissive derogatory. And then there's the nado plus to one, which is the surprise one, which is what's being used here. So exclamatory, surprise, and disgust or derogatory. So anani omoi zo-san wo nage tobasu nante. But to be able to fling that heavy of an elephant,
だよ。でもあんなに重いゾウさんを投げ飛ばすなんて何のカードなんでしょう。
7カードなんでしょう. Okay, so this non right here is the informational non, as in when you're asking a question you want answered or giving an answer of information. It makes it sound like transfer of information kind of sentence. So like, oh, so what card should it is this? Nano kado nan desho. What kind of card is this?
あんなに重いゾウさんを投げ飛ばすなんて何のカードなんでしょう。あ、わかったで。ごしょごしょごしょごしょごしょごしょ。
Me something. Mimi Uchi, whispering into a person's ear. What is this Uchi word? I know Mimi is ear. Let's see. To be rhythmically, to move, to impress. So ear striking, aka whispering into the ear? See, to type, to send, to transmit. So transmitting to the ear, aka whispering into the ear. Mimi uchi suru, Mimi uchi suru koi, whispering into the ear, voice.
でもはよゾウ助けてやらんと。
See, hayo zo, tasukete yaranto. So, quickly save element, but let's see, what is yaran? Wait, is this from yaru as in to do? But then that doesn't make sense. He'd be saying quickly, don't save the elephant? What? Please explain the grammar of... Oh, that's right, yaranto. So with not, so if you don't quickly save the elephant, basically that's right, it's a way of it's sort of like saying like hashira naito if you don't run, which means run essentially. Essentially, it's an incomplete statement of saying like if you don't run, X bad thing will happen. Or in other words, if you don't quickly save the element, Y bad thing will happen. Hayo, Zo-san o tasukete yaranto. Is Yaru to help? Okay, so.
ごしょごしょごしょごしょごしょごしょごしょ。え、でもはよゾウ助けてやらんと。
Naki goe. Naku, cry of an animal, and then go koe voice, so Naki goe, cry of animal.
ちょっと待った。あなた力パワーのカードでしょ。
Anata, chikara, power no kado desho. Are you the power card? Or or literally, she said, are you Chikara, the power card? Let's see. Difference between asking a question with desho versus deska. Deska is neutral, direct question asking for factual answers, or deshoka softens the query, adding a layer of uncertainty, hesitation, or deference. Deskai implies the speaker has no preconceived notion and is simply gathering information. Deshoka often implies the speaker has a guess or hope and is seeking confirmation. Deskai standard polite form, appropriate for most daily interactions. Deshoka considered more polite and respectful. It is frequently used in business settings with superiors when asking for favors. The basic meaning of desho is a might or maybe. This translation is making a rhetorical question with a falling tone. Okay, let's see. Does how does evolutional words like desho relate to setting will? The connection lies in the shared classical Japanese particle mu that originally indicated speculation, intention, or urging, or appropriateness. In modern Japanese, this particle evolved into two distinct branches. The evolutional form, tabeyo, retained the meaning of will or intention, whilst the speculative copula, desho, or daro, retained the meaning of inference or guess. Specifically, the auxiliary verb uyo attached to the verb's imperfect form. Okay, it serves as a grammatical link. Evolutional meaning, when expressing the speaker's will or proposal, let's go, the auxiliary indicates intention. Speculative meaning, when used as a copula like da becoming daro or aro becoming de aro, the same auxiliary indicates inference, e.g. daro is probably is. Thus, desho and daro are strictly related to evolution because they use the same auxiliary verb that expresses will, but in their case it functions to express a strong guess or expectation about what will happen rather than the speaker's direct intent to act. For example, de aro is essentially the formal evolution of de aru, which historically functions as a stiff formal version of desho to indicate a strong expectation or inference. So, ana chikara power no kado desho.
力比べしない？ちょっと待った！あなた、力、パワーのカードでしょ？私と力比べしない？
私と力、
力、パワーのカードでしょ？私と力比べしない？
力比べ contest of strength. See, kurabe is contest, so chikara kurabe, contest of strength. So, watashi to chikara 比べ。私と力比べしない。
力、パワーのカードでしょ。私と力比べしない。なぜ
Or in other words, will you not do a contest of strength with me? Or more meaning in the English, will you do a contest of strength with me?
私と力比べしない。なぜ力比べを。
なぜ力比べを So, why a contest of strength?
カードでしょ。私と力比べしない。なぜ力比べを。パワーは力が強いことが自慢なんや。
パワーは力が強いことが
力比べを。パワーは力が強いことが自慢なんや。
自慢なんや。自慢 pride in one's achievement, possession, self-praise. So self plus ridicule, laziness. What? That makes pride in oneself and one's achievements. Jiman, okay. So somehow ridicule and laziness plus oneself makes pride in one's achievements. So power wa chikara ga tsuyoi koto ga jiman nanya. So power wa chikara ga tsuyoi koto ga jiman nanya. So power takes pride in being very strong. Let's see, and the translator will translate it as power prides itself on being strong.
なぜ力比べを。パワーは力が強いことが自慢なんや。その証拠にほれ。ことが自慢なんや。その証拠。
No shoni hore. See. Sono shoko. Evidence proof. Hore. Hore or hora, okay. Look, see there, hey. So, with that evidence there, here's the proof, look. So, that evidence, look. Sono shoko ni hore. Let's see, shoko comes from evidence and follow and based on, okay. Sono shoko ni hore.
力比べを。パワーは力が強いことが自慢なんや。その証拠にほれ。
Is this sentence out of order. As proof, look, or see for yourself.
To が自慢なんや。その証拠にほれ。あ、こっちに来るね。とが自慢なんや。その証拠にほれ。
Jumpu, or the kanji they use, is tobe from toberu. Oh no, odo. Wait, let's see. Let's see, honeru. Haneru. To jump, to leap. Haneru, intransitive. So jump, or the katakana word jumpu. Kochi ni kiru de, or come this way. Kochi ni kure de. Jump no maho skotoite yokata yaro. So let's see. The jump Scott. Okay, that's probably from, let's see, Scout. So Scott. Let's see, Scott Day. Probably from Scott Day Oku. Let's see, the te is probably from the te oku being te oku going to te oite and then being contracted to toite, from te oite to toite. And I believe the original skoite, I believe it's a Kansai Ben thing. Explain the grammar of. So, but I think they're saying it's like, putting in place jump magic, or in other words, using jump magic, and you'll be fine, right? Or in other words, will you be all right if you just use jump magic? I think is what he's saying. Wait, the na at the beginning is shortened version of dana or janai. It functions as a tag question to solicit agreement or confirmation from the listener, similar to write in English. Okay. Toite. This segment is the most grammatically dense part. Okay. So uses skau to use. In this specific dialect character's speech, it appears sko, which is a colloquial contraction of skote. So it's skate plus oite. Te oku, to do something in advance, put in place. Contraction toite. Yokata yoro. This is past tense of e or nyoi. Te yokata is a set phrase meaning I'm glad that I did it, or let's see, I'm glad that it was good. So yaro, this sentence ending particle used primarily in Kansai dialect Western Japanese by characters with rough masculine persona in standard Tokyo dialect context, often mimicking Kansai speech. Okay, corresponds to daro or desho in standard Japanese. It functions to seek agreement, translating to wasn't it or right. So you using jump magic, you were good, right? This translator's confused. This is Kansai bin. Explain skull in more detail. See, the original base word and concept in for skull was something. Standard Japanese ska plus sute, skate. Kansai dialect ska plus sute. So ska plus te. Skate, skull. Is there a Kansai bin word like skull this could be based off of? In constant dialogue, the te form of a verb often undergoes a sound change called yu on bin. Vowel euphony, where the te shifts to an o. Okay. school in rapid speech when following by an auxiliary verb. Okay, so school becomes skote, and then skote oite is how we get the contraction of. Okay, so school te gets shortened to just gets sent into skull. Okay, so skull becomes just skull, and with oite, so skull te becomes skotoite. So jumpu no maho skotoite yokata yaro. So you're glad that you used jump magic, right?
ジャンプの魔法使っといてよかったなあジャンプの魔法使っといてよかったやろよかったやろじゃない
Yokata yaro janai. I'm not glad. Glad, aren't you? I am not glad, aren't you? Okay. Yokata yaro janai.
なあジャンプの魔法使っといてよかったやろよかったやろじゃないはよう何で力比べするか言わんと
Hayo. なんで力比べするか言わなんと Let's see. If you don't quickly say anything about the test of strength, in other words, she should quickly specify the terms of the test of strength. Hurry up and tell how we're going to test our strength. So, oh yeah, Nande. Not anything but, yeah, what way, so, what method. So if you don't quickly say what method for the test of strength, Hayo nande chikara kurabe suru ka iwanto. In other words, you should quickly say how you want to. You should quickly say the method for the test of strength. see, 何すれば、すればいいの If I do what, or in other words, if I do what is good. In other words, what should I do? Nani sureba ii no. But more literally, it's if I do what would be good. Or what should I do? Nani sureba ii no.
よかったやろじゃない。はよう何で力比べするか言わんと。何にすればいいの。なんか勝てそうなやつや。すればいいの。なんか勝てそうなやつ。
何か勝てそうなやつや。So something. I think this is actually cut. See, to win, to gain victory. So it is kate. So kate so. Some. Please explain the grammar of. Nanika, so something. Kate so. This formed by Katsu Dictionary to win and. To win. Okay, kateru, potential form of to win, able to win. Native speakers almost exclusively use the potential form kateru rather than the dictionary form of the word. See, rather than the dictionary form when paired with so in this context, as it emphasizes capability. So, the conjunction stuff's meaning to look like or seems like when attached to the mas stem of the verb, here the potential stem kate, it indicates that the action seems likely to happen based on its. Okay, so if I use the dictionary form of the word with so, it would be kachiso. Correct. If you attach so directly to the dictionary form, kachi becomes kachiso. So Kachi, but this is Kateso, which is from Kateru, able to win. So Kateso looks like you're able to win. So Nani Kateso so na Yatsuna. Ability of the subject to win. Okay. Why is not used? Okay, no, not that nah, the other one. I mean the other nah. The na in katesona is attributed particle, also called rentaishi. So it looks like you're able to win person. Something able to. So the person with something able to win to. Someone I think I can beat. What? So Kateso looks like it can win plus na plus Yatsu guy thing. So Kateso na Yatsu, a guy thing that looks like it can win. Oh, okay. So I think in this case, Yatsu is they're talking about a thing like an activity. So able to be an able to win activity. In other words, pick an activity that you think it looks like you're able to win. So what type of activity? It's one that it looks like you're able to win. That's so something you think you're able to win activity. So nanika kateso nanyatsu ya. また来るで、wait, it's coming again. Oh, I think I translated that one line earlier wrong. Oh, it's coming this way. Not come this way, but it's coming this way. Kochi ni kuru de. That makes more sense because I would have expected Kiroberusu to be like slightly in the lead if he's saying come this way. No, he's saying it's coming this way. Kochi ni kuru de. Mata kuru de. It's coming this way again. yabai or this is bad. Terrible, awful, yabai.
まだ来るで。あんなのに勝てるわけないよ。
Ana no ni kateru wake nai yo. So I don't understand. Let's see. Able to win. Ana no ni. Let's see. Why are they using no ni here? Why is no ni being used in Ana no ni kateru wake nai yo? Noni is used to express surprise or frustration regarding the factual state rather than a direct contraction between two clauses. Here, noni attaches to the noun so anna, okay. That kind of thing to mean even with regard to that. In the case of that, it highlights that the speaker finds it unexpected or unreasonable to expect someone to be able to win against such an opponent or thing. It carries an emotional tone of disbelief or complaint. The speaker is saying, given that it is that difficult or opponent, there's no way you can win. Why not just without the no? Ana ni kateru wake nai yo. Let's see, ana ni is an adverb meaning so much or to that extent. It must modify a verb adjective, or another adverb. Like ana ni hashita ran that much. It cannot directly connect see adverb meaning. Okay, it must modify a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Well, that is a verb. Let's see. Anano is a noun phrase meaning that kind of thing, or someone like that, often with a derogatory or dismissive nuance. In your sentence, you need a noun to act as an object of the particle ni, which marks the target of the action to win against. Okay, so ana ni is if ana is modifying the kiteru, but it's not modifying it, it's being the noun. So we're doing that kind of thing as in the noun. So ana no ni kateru wakanai yo. So I don't understand how am I supposed to be able to win against that kind of thing or against that thing. So ana no ni kateru wakanai yo. See, 言わんとずっとついて回られるで. So iwan is short for iwanai. So it's iwanai to with not saying, or in other words, if you don't say, ずっとついて回る is to go around. So 回られる would be receive going around. Then ついて, I believe ずっと is continuously. To follow someone around, to cling to dog, to hound, to harry, to pursue. So what is this suite? Oh, this is probably from Suku. Is suite in from Suku? Yes, the suite and the phrase suite mawarareru comes from that verb suku, or to attach, to stick, to adhere. So suite mawara. So suite mawaru, to follow someone. So that's literally to attach and to go around. So when you attach going around, you're following someone. So Iwan to zutto suite mawarareru. Okay. Zuite mawarareru de Iwan to zutto suite mawarareru de. So if you don't say, it will continuously follow us around. He actually completes his warning message. Instead of just saying if you don't say, he actually said the reason why, if you don't say, that it will continually follow them around.
言わんとずっとついて回られるで。綱引
き Ichido, everyone, Ichido, all present. Okay. Tsunahiki, tug of war. So hiku, to pull. And Suna, rope pulling, or tug of war. Tsunahiki. Kawaii. Let's see, did you say kata or ho?
可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。
Kawaii kata desu no ne. Power san te. So to be a cute person, or in other words, to be cute, and then power sante. So this is the casual topic marker talking about an attribute. So instead of saying power san is cute, she said is cute power san. which you commonly see in casual Japanese, where you say the information first, then the noun that you're actually talking about. Oh, I noticed they use kata with this. I think it's not so much that she says it's cute. She said a cute person. Please explain the grammar of. Is an honorific or polite word for person. So, kawaii kata desu no ne, Pawa-san te.
可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。姿形で舐めとったら大怪我するで。可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。姿形で舐めとったら大怪我するで。
Sugata desu. 舐めとったら大怪我するで。I see two kanjis for form in the front. Let's see. Sugataka tachi. Appearance, figure, shape, form. So figure, form, shape. Sugataka tachi. De name totara. Let's see. If you take or when you take. Please explain the grammar of. Okay, so this translator says it's Sugata gata de. Sugata gata de. So a compound noun meaning appearance of figure. Sugata, but this is Sugata katachi. Name totara. Let's see. Nameru, an adverb meaning to underestimate, to look down on, or to take lightly. To look down on. Why is that written in a mix of katakana and hiragana, though? To look down on someone, to make fun of, to put down. Please explain the origin of nameru. Let's see. From the slang meaning to underestimate or look down on, the verb originated from the noun burei, meaning rudeness or lack of manners. This was likely applied as a verb with the suffix ru, becoming nameru, which was later associated with the kanji to lick due to phonetic similarity, okay, for being mean to experience hardship or to endure. The origin is likely linked to the Chinese idiom gin shin shotan, sleep on firewood and taste gall. Let's see, this refers to a historical figure Gyojin who tasted bitter gall daily to remind himself that of past humiliations, using the kanji nameru to mean to taste or to savor hardship. Why is some of the word in katakana while other parts are in hiragana? The mixture of katakana and hiragana and the word nameru serves to distinguish its slang meaning from its standard dictionary definition. The primary reason for writing the stem in katakana, name, while keeping the root ending in hiragana is to signal that the word is being used in a slang sense to underestimate, to look down on, or to treat with contempt. Nameru in all hiragana forms typically represents the standard meaning to lick, to taste, or to experience hardship. Nameru with katakana and hiragana specifies the orthography, highlights the slang definition of the noun burei, meaning rudeness or impoliteness. Using katakana for the root rights visually separate the colloquial usage from the literal act of licking. Let's see, sugata gata de. So this is probably so nameru becomes. Oh, is this Ichidan? Yes, it's Ichidan. Okay. So nameru becomes namete. Toru. Okay. A dialectal variant of te shimau, meaning to complete an action, often with a sense of regret or finality. In consonant dialect, te often becomes te or to in rapid speech, and shimau is shortened to toru or chaimas. Here, name te shimau becomes, okay, so namete shimau becomes name toru. Tada, conditional suffix meaning if or when. Okay. So, is this kansai been replacement of imau, the, let's see, toru, from the word toru, to take toru? No, toru and namai Totada is not derived from toru to take. It is a dialectal contraction of te shimau. In Kansai dialect and many other Western dialects, the standard Japanese progressive perfect structure te iru is often te oru. So, namete shimau, to end up underestimating dialect shift. In Western dialects, the auxiliary shimau often shifts to oru in certain contexts. More accurately, the progressive form teiru becomes teoru. However, for shimau, the specific evolution is te shimatta, temotta. Crucially, okay, this is parallel evolution teiru to toru, okay. Okay, so they're thinking the wrong about shimau. It's actually teoru, okay. However, the phrase name totada implies a conditional if you have underestimate or if you end up underestimating. In standard Japanese, if you have underestimated would be namete shimattara. In Kansai dialect, toru often covers both the progressive teiru and the perfect resultant state te shimatta nuance of having done, and it remaining. Okay, so they're basically saying the oru and te oru can both replace the te iru and the te shimau. Isn't this sentence just continuous then? Why bring shimau into it? Or not continuous, but okay, no, they're saying they were wrong about thinking shimau is involved. So this is just from oru, okay, so sugata gata name totara. So this is namete ota, which gets contracted to name tota, but this is not the continuous, this is the conditional. Yes, okay, however, in Japanese, the continuous state, teiru, and thus toru, has two functions. Progressive actions, actions happening right now, he is currently underestimating him. Resultant state, the action happened in the past and the state continues. He has underestimated him and is still, okay. It uses the resultant state nuance. If you get into the state of underestimating someone based on looks, okay, it implies you have already made the judgment and are holding that attitude. So, name toru is continuous state. Okay. Why not just say name the name, let's see, Ru would be Tada. Yeah, name Tada. The difference between name Tada and name Totada lies in the state of the action and nuance of warning. Name Tada to, let's see, Name to underestimate, and Naru if, meaning if you underestimate, focuses on the momentary act or decision to underestimate. It sounds like a simple condition. If do X, then Y happens. Tone can sound slightly more abstract or like a general rule. Name Totada, to be underestimating, to have underestimated. Meaning if you are underestimating, or if you have gotten to the state of underestimating, focuses on the continuous state or attitude, implies you are currently holding the arrogant mindset of already having made up your mind on appearance. Much more immediate, visceral, or colloquial, it paints a picture of someone actively looking down on another person right now. Okay, so they want the like active state of underestimating, not the momentary or general rule of thumb of it. That's why they're using name totara instead of name tara. So sugata gata de name totara o kega suru de. And they're using suru here, so this is the beginning. So in other words, you're going to get injured. Like it's going to advance. We're at the beginning stage of the action of getting a major injury. So if you look down on if someone based on their appearances, so I think in this case, I think it's more not so much to look down on, but to underestimate in this case. So if you underestimate someone based off their appearances, you're going to get a major injury. Now let's see, does he actually say sugata gata?
可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。姿形でなめと。可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。姿形でなめとったらお。ね、パワーさんって。姿形でなめとったら。
Yes, Katachi. He said Katachi, as it's translated up here. Sugata Katachi. Physical form, shape, okay, and then appearance. So, figure, form, shape, and physical form, okay. So how does Sugata Katachi... How does Sugata Katachi differ from Sugata and Katachi? Let's see. Katachi shape, form, figure, Sugata appearance. Let's see. Italy is a boot-shaped country. Okay. Italia wa okay. And then Sugata primarily refers to appearance, as appearance, demeanor, or state of being, often implying a qualitative or behavior aspect, way one should be. Katachi refers to shape, form, or physical outline of an object or person. By combining them into Sugata Katachi, the term encompasses both qualitative appearance, Sugata, and the physical form, Katachi, offering a comprehensive description of a subject's total visual presence. So in other words, it's a word to encompass all parts of the image. Okay, so Sugata Katachi de Name tottara oke ga suru de.
可愛い方ですのね、パワーさんって。姿形で舐めとったら大怪我するで。ケロちゃん、とりあえず危なかったら手離した方がええ。ケロちゃん、とりあえず危なか
とりあえず、とりあえず、危なかったら、let's see, for the time being, when it's not dangerous, when it wasn't dangerous. What? Just in case things get dangerous. Oh, that's right, that's not past tense at all, that's conditional tada, that's right. For the time being, if things get dangerous, or in other words, just in case things get dangerous. Okay. とりあえず、危なかったら、
ケロちゃん、とりあえず危なかったら手離した方がええな。
手 手離した方がええな。Let's see. So release hands, and the way of releasing hands would be good. So for the time being, if it gets dangerous, then release your hands. Or in other words, if it gets dangerous, let go. Okay, so continuing, to separate apart, to keep apart. Yeah, just, oh, konnichiwa, Wild Arms, genki desu ka? How are you doing? Yeah, so in other words, to separate hands, or in other words, to let go when you separate hands. Okay, that's why they're saying it that way. They're basically saying separate hands, aka let go. Te hanashita hou ga e na. Or the full statement, toriaezu, abunakattara te hanashita hou ga e na.
とりあえず危なかったら手離した方がええな。さくら、カードや。はよ使え。ウィンディでやつ抑え込むんや。
はよ使え。はよ使え。ウィンディでやつをlet's see. Hayo Sky, so. Oh, that's right, this is Skau. That's right, it's Godon, so its command form is Sky, so yes. Quickly use. So quickly use Windy Day. So Windy Day Yatsu. So Windy's the method of let's see, Yatsu's the target.
さくらカードやはよ使えウィンディでやつ抑え込むんや
Komunya. Okay. Yatsu osai komunya. Let's see. Osai komun. So to pin someone down, to hold down, to immobilize, to shut out one's opponent, to suppress, to control. Let's see. Osai komu. So this is made from. Okay. Osai. Wait. Keep in control. Okay, so this is probably from defense guard, having self-control. Weight of paperweight, pressing down. It's probably from Oskairu. Osairu, I mean Osairu. To pin down, to hold down, to press down. So Komu is used for something to do well or to do repeatedly. So do well pinning someone, controlling something or pinning down. Or in this case, it has the meaning of to hold down, to immobilize, to shut out one's opponent. Okay. So, osai komunya. So use Windy to immobilize this guy. So, hayo sky Windy de yatsu o osai komunya. Osai komunya. Okay.
さくらカードやはよ使えウィンディでやつ抑え込むんや手が塞がってて使えないよウィンディでやつ抑え込むんや手が塞がってて使え
Hega. Fusagatte. Let's see. Fusagaru, to be closed, to be blocked, to be healed, to be clogged, to be plugged, to be occupied. So to be occupied. So plugged, blocked, or occupied. So Fusagaru. So tega. Okay, and this is intransitive, which is why it has been used with ga. So tega fusagatte. So the hands are in the current state of being occupied. So, and from that, I'm not able to use anything. Sky nai. So yeah, tega fusagatte sky nai yo Sakura-chan.
はよ使えウィンディでやつ抑え込むんや手が塞がってて使えないよ
Naki koi, so animal call.
そうさ
So-san elephant. Gambare.
頑張れ頑張って
Taimu or or G or Toki, however you want to read that. So Taimu. Yotoshite katanga ka. So to do with surprise or with surprise, how did you win? Hyoto Hyoto. Possibly, perhaps. No, what was that word for surprise? Surprise. Hyoto. Hyoto. Okay. Adverb, perhaps. So to do with possibly. So did you possibly? How did you possibly win? Maybe is what he's trying to say. Or did you possibly win? Did we win by any chance? To do possibly. Doing it a possibly way. Did we win? Okay, so. Hyoto shite katanka. Katanka, okay. Surprise. What was that word for surprise? Oh, bikuri. That's what it was, bikuri. To be surprised. And this is, yeah. Hyoto shite katanka. Mitai desu wa. It appears like it. Arigato, anata ga tetsudatte kurete kara da yo. So thank you. So thank you since you gave help. So in other words, thank you for helping me. Arigato, anata ga tetsudatte kureta kara da yo. Nagigoe. Yes, Nagigoe, okay. Sakura, Sakura, Hayofuinya, or Sakura, quickly seal.
さくら、はよ封印や。汝のあるべき姿に戻れ。
汝のあるべき姿に戻れ。
汝のあるべき姿に戻れ。クローカード。まあ、本当に人騒がせなカードだったわ。
もう本当に
まあ、本当に人騒がせなカード。
人騒がせ。人騒がせ。Person that annoys or causes trouble, false alarm. 人騒がせ。Let's see. 騒がせる. So, 騒がせ is the noun form of it. Okay, 騒がせる to disturb, to alarm, to agitate. That's strange. Well, let's see. Why is the word hito sawagase and not sawagase hito? The difference lies in grammatical structure and semantic focus derived from the verb sawagasu. Hito sawagase functions as a noun or adjective meaning a cause of trouble or alarmist. It is derived from the causative form of the verb sawagaseru. Where the subject causes the object hito person to be disturbed. Sawagase hito would really mean a person who causes disturbance. While grammatically possible in Japanese, it is not the standard idiomatic expression. The standard term for a troublesome person is a wa mono troublemaker or yoko's. Okay. Hito sawagase is an established lexicalized term for false alarm or unnecessary panic, crime worth, or whereas sawagase hito is not commonly used in modern Japanese to describe a person. Please explain the grammar of So already truly troublemaker card. See, it roughly translates to good grief. That was truly a troublesome card. Well, honestly, what a headache of a card that was. It expresses the speaker's frustration, exhaustion, or exasperation regarding a specific card. In this specific context, mo functions not as a time indicator, meaning already or soon, but as an emotional interjection. It expresses a swelling of emotion, often frustration, annoyance, or giving up. It sets the tone for the entire sentence. According to Japanese dictionaries like Sanseido Daijiri, when used to express feelings, mo appears when emotions run high and when the speaker wants to voice a mild rebuke or complaint. Translation in English maps to phrases like good grief or oh bore or honestly or I've had enough. Okay. Hito sawagase. Let's see. Sawaga. Okay, this looks like it's its own word, not causative. Let's see. It is a compound from the noun hito, person, and sagase, causative stem of sawagu, to make noise, to fuss. Or causing people to fuss. It describes a person or thing that causes trouble or worry for others. In gaming context, it often refers to a card with complex mechanics, unpredictable effects, or ones that... Okay. Hito sawagase plus na plus kado. Okay. Is sawagaseru its own word? Let's see. Considered its own word, or just a causative of saga of sawagu. To make noise. Okay, so despite being a conjugation dictionary, native speakers often treat sagaseru as a standalone concept because its meaning has shifted slightly from the literal causative transitive nature. See, while sawagu is intransitive, the subject makes the noise. Sagaseru is transitive. The subject causes the object to be noisy. Semantic shift. In compounds like hito sawagase, the meaning isn't just making people shout, it implies causing trouble or creating a commotion or being a nuisance to others. The focus is on the result of the trouble caused rather than the specific act making someone speak loudly. Because troublemaking nuance is so common, it is often taught and understood as a distinct vocabulary item rather than just a grammar exercises in causation. Okay, so it's considered its own word because while it was derived from the causative of sawagu, there's a slight meaning difference between just the causative of sawagu and sawagaseru when it's used as its own word. let's see. Why was the... Let's see. Is there normally a particle between Hito and Sawage? If it is its own, let's see. Why wasn't the compound made as Sawage Hito? Because Japanese compound nouns generally follow a specific modifier head structure and established pattern for noun plus verb. Oh, okay. In compound words, you do noun plus verb generally. The head final rule. In Japanese compound nouns, the second element typically is the head, the main category, while the first modifies it. So modifier plus head. So Hito Sawagase, Hito the entity being affected, modifier. Sawagase the action or cause, head concept. So troublesome person. Okay, yeah, I see. Mo honto ni hito sagawase na kado datta wa?
本当に人探せのカードだったの？本当に人探せのカードだったの？ようやったで。負けちゃうかと。本当に人探せのカードだったの？ようやったで。
Yo yatta de. This yo is the Kansai bin way of saying e or yoi, or in other words, you did it well, essentially. Yo yatta de. Well, actually, it's probably more accurate to describe it as yoku, the adverbial form of yoi. So yo yatta de.
危ないところ。本当に人探せのカードだったの？ようやったで。負けちゃうかと思ったよ。
負けちゃうかと、負けちゃうかと思ったよ. I thought, are you going to end up being defeated? This is from makeru, so makeru to defeat, so makete, and then so makete shimau, or the contraction makechau. So makechau ka to omotta yo.
人探せのカードだったの？ようやったで。負けちゃうかと思ったよ。危ないところでしたわね。
危ないところでしたわね. So here's that same logic structure we saw the other day. So dangerous place, it was. So in the other structure, it was about injury, and it was meant so the elephant almost got injured. So here it I believe it means that was almost dangerous. Basically, it's talking about the start of the action, like the place of being dangerous, and it was that past tense, which means it didn't end up turning out to be dangerous. Something else happened instead. So in other words, I thought that was going to be dangerous. Well, actually, no, not I thought, but more like that was almost dangerous. Or in other words, as you might say in English, that was a close call, wasn't it? Abunai tokuro deshita wa. Abunai tokuro deshita wa.
ようやったで。負けちゃうかと思ったよ。危ないところでしたわね。怠け者、やる気になったかな。
怠け者、やる気になったかな。I wonder if the sloth ever got motivated. Manakemon. I wonder if the sloth has finally gotten motivated. Namakemon yaruki ni natta ka na?
危ないところでしたわね。怠け者、やる気になったかな。ねえケロちゃん、このカードってやっぱり。
ねえケロちゃん、このカードってやっぱり。Let's see. Hey Kiro-chan. As for this card, you knew it? Let's see. Hey Kiro-chan, so this card is... Please explain the grammar of... Yep, an adverb with multiple nuance meanings depending on the missing predicate or verb that follows. I knew it or as expected. On second thought, after all. Since the sentence ends abruptly at yapari, the full meaning depends on the implied continuation. If the speaker is confirming his suspicion, hey, Kira-chan, regarding this card, I knew it would be like this, or... If the speaker was changing their mind, hey, Kira-chan, on second thought, I won't take this card. So... I wonder if she's trying to say, like, you knew I would win, right? Or, let's see. Ne, Kira-chan, kono kado te yappari. Let's see.
ねえケロちゃん、このカードってやっぱり。もちろんつこたら力持ちになる。
Mochidan as Mochidan skotara. Let's see. If you're able to use Chikara Machi, the power you possess, to become if to become able to use the power you possess. Oh, that's what he's saying. Yep. So ne Kira-chan no kado de yapari. Okay, and then so of course if you use it you get super strong. So if when you use it, okay, when you use it you become, okay, I see. When you use it you possess a lot of power. About this card after all. Let's see, just as one thought. Mochiran, Sko Tara, Chikara Mochi ni Nari. Muscle man, strong man. Okay, so possess power. In other words, you become a super strong person. Okay, so Chikara Mochi. Mochiran, Sko Tara, Chikara Mochi ni Naru.
つこたら力持ちになる。ねえケロちゃん、このカードってやっぱり。もちろんつこたら力持ちになる。さくらちゃん、お願いがあるんですが。
Sakura-chan, onegai ga arun desu ka? So Sakura-chan, Sakura-chan, I have a wish. Sakura-chan, onegai ga arun desu ka? That ga is usually used for contrasting things.
さくらちゃん、お願いがあるんですが。
Why is ga at the end of ga particle often combined with the polite auxiliary mas as ga is used at the end of a clause to soften the tone or to provide context before making a request. Play. It prevents the request from sounding abrupt or demanding. By ending with ga, the speaker implies an unstated continuation, e.g., so could you help me? Making the statement sound like a preliminary remark rather than a direct command. Contextual framing. It signals that the preceding statement, I have a favor to ask, is the background context for the actual request that follows. This aligns with high context communication styles in Japanese, where leaving the final implication open allows the listener to respond flexibly. This function is similar to the ending a sentence with kedo, which also softens the statements and indicates that more information is implied but not explicitly spoken. Is this the contrast ga? Now in the sentence, Sakura-chan onigai ga aru desu ka, the ga is not functioning primarily as contrastive but, e.g. I have a favor but, or historically derives from the contrastive particle. In this context, desu ka or no desu ka, it serves as a softener or connector for an implied request. His contrastive ga explicitly connects two opposing clauses. It's cheap but low quality. Softening contextual ga sets up the first clause as the background information, I have a favor, and leaves the sentence open-ended. The contrast is extremely weak or non-existent. Instead, it implies, so could you listen, or is that okay? Using the contrastive meaning here would sound unnatural, as you're about to say, I have a favor to ask, but instead, the ga simply makes the approach less abrupt. Which ga is this? Is this a sentence ending particle? It's technically a conjunction meaning but and that is functioning as a sentence ending particle due to omission. Is this different than the contrast ga and the topic ga? Yes, the ga is distinct from both the contrast ga and the subject marker ga, often confused with the topic marker. The wa is primarily topic marker. What is the origin of this third ga? Originates from the conjunctive particle meaning but and, which itself evolved from the subject marker. Old Japanese ga began as a possessive attributed particle similar to no, linking nouns like God, ga, world, meaning God's world. Subject marker. Over time, it shifted to mark the subject of a clause, its most common modern use. Okay, conjunctive particle. Early Middle Japanese 11th century, when used in complex sentences with two clauses, ga began to connect them because it is often linked clauses with contrasting information, e.g. it's cheap but it's good. It acquired the meaning but or however, sentencing and softener. Speakers began omitting the second clause of the conjunctive structure when meaning was obvious or when being indirect was more polite. I have a favor, but could you listen? Omitted thought. I have a favor, but okay, trailing off. The omission transformed the conjunctive ga into a sentence ending particle that functions purely to soften the tone, signal hesitation, or invite listener to respond without explicitly stating the but clause. Okay, so this is derived from the contrast ga or the but it's essentially they're not saying the contrast and using that as a way of softening the sentence. So, Sakura-chan, onegai ga arun desu ka?
さくらちゃん、お願いがあるんですが。ともよちゃん、何見てるの？
Nani miteru no? Or, what are you looking at?
何見てるの？さくらちゃん、その写真。
Sono shashin, or that picture.
何見てるの？さくらちゃん、その写真。ありがとうございます。記念になりましたわ。その写真。ありがとうございます。
Arigatou gozaimasu.
記念になりました。
Kinen, commemoration, celebration, remembrance, memory, holding the memory of. From scribe, account, narrative, and wish, sense, idea, thought, feeling, desire. So narrative of a wish, or in other words, commemoration, or scribe, or writing down a wish, or commemoration, or writing out a feeling, or let's see, kinen. Kinen ni narimashita. Kinen ni narimashita wa. So thank you for becoming the memento. Let's see, thank you so much. It's a wonderful keepsake. But they use Nadu here. Please explain the grammar of Kinen narima. Commemoration memory record. Past verb to become. This phrase typically preceded by an adjective describing quality of the memory, such as okay. It's being confused. Please explain the grammar of see, is not standard Japanese. No, it is exactly what's written. It became a commemoration, while grammatically possible in very specific poetic or abstract contexts. An event officially gaining status as an reward was rarely used in natural conversations. Okay, well anyway, and this other translator says it's a wonderful keepsake. If I get rid of arigato gozaimasu, let's see. It wasn't a memorable experience. Oh, okay. Memorable experience. So it became past tense a memorial experience. In other words, it was very momentous. Okay, I see. So, arigato gozaimasu. Kinen ni narimashita wa.
その写真ありがとうございます。記念になりましたわ。誰にも見せちゃダメだからね。
誰も見せちゃダメだからね。So if anyone sees it, it will be bad. Or since if anyone was to see from someone's, it would be bad if anyone sees that. Yeah, and this is from Miseru. Let's see. Miseru to show the display. So if you end up showing that to anyone, Dare ni mo let's see. But you mustn't show that to anyone, okay? Dare ni mo mise cha dame dakara ne. So this is from misete te wa dame. Okay. So showing is bad. Let's see. Showing to anyone is bad. Okay, yeah.
その写真ありがとうございます。記念になりましたわ。誰にも見せちゃダメだからね。はい。おはよう。おはようございます。おはようございます。動物園大変だったみたいだね。大丈夫？
動物園 let's see, 動物園 or 大変だったみたいだね。大丈夫? So at the it looks like there was a problem at the zoo. Are you all right? 動物園大変だったみたいだね。大丈夫? Yeah. 動物園 okay.
おはようございます。
動物園大変だったみたいだね。大丈夫？それ昨日の写真？
それ昨日の写真。
それ昨日の写真？
Is that a picture of yesterday? それ昨日の写真。or yes.
これ
どうしよう、魔法のことバレちゃうかも。
どうしよう。魔法のことバレちゃうかも。Let's see. What should I do? Magic thing. Bade. What is bade? Bade to leak out of a secret or to come out. To be exposed of a lie or improper behavior. So in other words, it's going to come out. The secret's going to come out. So the thing of magic. Well, the fact that I have magic is going to end up coming out. So this is bareru makes barete. So this is barete shimau, which is contracted to bare chau. And then kamo, so this is one way of saying I wonder. If I have magic coming out, essentially, so in other words, I wonder if the fact that I have magic is gonna come out. So, どうしよう、魔法のことバレちゃうかも。
これ
どうしよう、魔法のことバレちゃうかも。
さくらちゃんって力持ちなんだね。
さくらちゃんって力持ちなんだね。So, as for Sakura-chan, you have a lot of strength. Sakura-chanって力持ちなんだね。
さくらちゃんって力持ちなんだね。
それは合成写真ですわ。
それは、合写真ですわ。Okay. Go say composite photograph photo montage. So to become match, go say composition. Oh, to become meet. not match. Wait, oh. Okay, match is probably more appropriate. So to become match, so this is composition, and this is Naru here. So a composition photograph, gosei shashin desu. それはgosei shashin desu. In other words, that's photographs laid on top of each other.
それは合成写真ですわ。
そうだよね。
そうだよね. That's right.
それは合成写真ですわ。
そうだよね。魔法でも使わないとこんなことできるわけないよね。
魔法でも救わないと. Let's see. 魔法でも救わないと. So magic, but no, let's see. If you don't use magic, let's see if you don't also use magic, こんなことできる. This kind of things possible. わけないよ. わけないよね. So I don't understand. Let's see. So if you don't use magic, I don't see how this kind of thing is possible. There's no way you could do something like this without using magic, right? Let's see. Maho demo. Even with magic. Okay, so please explain the grammar of demo. Okay, the particle is a particle meaning even or some sort of softening the statement to imply that even if you don't use any magic or without using some magic. So if you don't use magic or with not using magic, I don't understand how this kind of thing is possible. So maho demo 使わない。使わない。魔法でも使わないとこんなことできるわけないよね. Wait, can you have Dekiru followed by Wakenayo? Isn't this the verb? Dekiru, Dekiru followed by Wakeru? How can you have two verbs ending like this? You are correct that the wakeru to divide exists in the negative form. Indeed, is wakenai. However, the sentence dekiru wakenai. Okay, the wake is not the verb wakeru. Oh, so it's not understand. He's saying the reason doesn't exist. Okay, that's how they can use that whole clause. So this clause is describing the word reason. So what kind of reason? Able to do this kind of thing reason. And it's like it doesn't exist. So this is not wakeru, as in to understand this is wake reason and the nai doesn't exist. So maho demo tsukawanai to kona koto dekuru wake nai yo ne.
そうだよね。魔法でも使わないとこんなことできるわけないよね。こんなことできるわけないよね。魔法でも使わないとこんなことで。
Konnichiwa, Panda. Genki desu ka? How are you? Okay, are there any questions? If not, we're gonna raid. Hmm. Okay, while I wait on them to change their settings, eh, okay. For one of the raids, we're gonna try to raid Momo Tex, who's currently drawing. Let's see. The other second raid, we're gonna raid Mike Mega Live, who's also drawing. And let's see, for the third raid, we're going to. Oh, konnichiwa, Cappy Baradar. Genki desu ka? How are you? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I was looking for people to raid, but I can answer questions right now. We're gonna raid Raw Phil. He's playing Dark Souls as the third raid. So, 皆さん、お気をつけて、また明日. Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.